So guys, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you about NMAP, like it's just the basics on NMAP, on how to run a basic NMAP scan. Before we continue, hit the subscribe button and like the video for more content coming up so that you can get notified. I am Moratadave. So NMAP is a network scanning tool. You can check here under scanning, under vulnerability analysis. So you see the NMAP. There are other tools here. This is Nessus. Nessus is a scanning tool, scan for vulnerabilities. But if you're just doing it, if you're using Nessus, like if you want to use Nessus, you just have to maybe you're having a job with someone, because it's a paid something and it costs about, like the license costs about $3,000 per year. So I advise you, if you just want to do ethical hacking as a profession or as a work, you just pay the piper and start using Nessus. So now for beginners, you just use NMAP. NMAP is just a basic one. It's easy to understand, so easily to use. So you can open NMAP in two ways: by double clicking on it here, and it will just show you all the commands you can execute with NMAP. Tutorial, we're not going to be using any command here. Maybe in the next tutorial I will just show you how to use more commands on NMAP, but for now we're just going to use the basic NMAP scan on scanning your local IP, scanning your default gateway. So now let me check my local IP. So I'll just clear the screen. Clear. Then to check your local IP, you just type the command ifconfig, and this will show you your local IP here. This is my local IP for my router. Well, I don't have a router yet. I'm using ETH0. So this is my local IP. And now let me just scan my local IP with a basic NMAP scan. So NMAP, I just type the command NMAP, then my local IP, that is 192.168.43.254. So enter, and whoop, is done so quickly. So it showed that I have, so it shows that we have 1000 ports closed, but I doubt that 1000 ports closed. A machine or a local machine cannot operate with ports closed, like when all the ports are closed. So this is because, why is it showing here that 1000 ports are closed? Because of a firewall. When a port is open and is scanned by hackers can easily exploit that port for maybe when they find a vulnerability on that port, they can easily exploit it. But for a firewall, it will just display, because of a firewall, it will just display that the port is closed. So now just go to your, if you're using Windows, if you're scanning your Windows machine, maybe another local device on your local network, just try to turn off the antivirus and run the scan again. It will show you list of ports that are open, list of ports that are closed, and list of ports that are filtered. A filtered port means that it is neither open nor closed. Like, it is just, I don't know how to describe it, but it is neither open nor closed. And an open port are those ports that are open, as you all know, that works throughout the system. Then closed ports that are closed on the local machine. So NMAP basically by default scans 1000 ports, whereas there are about 665,535 ports on the network or on a machine. So NMAP just scans 1000 of them by default, but you can set it to scan the number of ports you want it to scan. You can configure it that way. So now because of the antivirus, it just prompted us that all the 1000 ports were closed. Now I'm going to scan my default gateway, that's my router's IP. So if you don't know your router's IP, you cannot go to your if you're using Windows, I'm using Windows. If you're using, like, I'm using Windows, and this Kali is working as a virtual machine. So just go to your terminal and type the command ipconfig, then look for the part where you see default gateway, copy the IP address and paste it. So now I'm scanning my default gateway, just a basic scan, NMAP 192.168.43.144. So this is the address of my own default gateway. Everyone's or might be different, just check the one that is yours. So I will enter. It is done so quickly. Now, why it is doing, NMAP scans are meant to be, take a longer of times, but we're just scanning, just a machine. If you want to scan a list, like maybe you want to run an aggressive scan on a machine, a local machine, or you can also specify a list of IP addresses to scan, and it's going to take a lot of time, I bet you. So now this is the port 53 on my default gateway, and it is open, and the port 53 runs the domain service, and it is open at this sales. Let me just try to scan all devices on my gateway. 68.43/24. So we're starting, and it's going to take a long of time. It's going to take time, but I don't think it's going to take long. So before we finish, let's talk more about NMAP. Now, there's another tool called ZenMap, ZenMap. Yeah, it is another part of it. It just works like NMAP, but its difference is just the graphical. This NMAP works as command line interface, but the ZenMap works graphical interface. Now, as a hacker, you should know more about using command line interface than graphical interface, because more things you're going to be doing are going to be based on your command line, not graphical. Graphical works too, but mainly as a hacker you're going to be using command line interface. Now this is going to take a lot of time. Now, in order not to waste your time, I'm going to pause the video till it's done. Let me pause the video. So guys, I'm done scanning it, and as you can see, it gave me some kind of error here. It's telling me that there are 0 hosts up. Well, maybe because I don't have much hosts on my network, and it's just my computer system that's connected to my network, and just that. By the way, I'm using a phone's hotspot. But if you use a router and you connect to, and that router is connected to a lot of machines, like a lot of system devices, you're gonna see a quite good results, and there's useful informations. So guys, that is it for this tutorial. In next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do broader NMAP scans. They have a scene scan, snack scan, like there are a lot of them, man. The next tutorial I'm going to show you. So that's it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. In this channel, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity, ethical hacking, using Kali Linux, and a lot of more. So in order to miss out, subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Thank you.